Alright, hello everybody. Today we are going to take a look at my first alternate history, and yes, I'm not gonna do the AI voice to me, and I'm gonna do it how this pro does. And this is not actually an this pro alternate history, but a Norwegian alternate history. I'm kind of want to make this into a series. If you guys want to, how I could explore this alternate scenario. And basically, this is gonna be what I'll kind of have this from a Norwegian, by the way, so I did have. At the time, and as you can see, I have the alliances right here. Also, I need to get rid of this real quick because World War III hasn't started yet. We haven't started yet because we need to make the Star Alliance win this thing. So we do need to be very careful with how we do it. So, as you can see, there are two alliances. The star team, which are the colonialists. I'm gonna explain this a bit. The pro-colonialism, mainly that kind of want to continue colonization, and the Triangle Alliance is in the anti-colonization alliance, which is pretty funny considering what as pro wicso was the Triangle, and what the Triangle Alliance wasn't as pro was wicso. But ignoring that though, basically, how World War III started is basically that two rebellions happened. Nigeria broke away from Iberia, while Libya broke away from Yugoslavia. They kind of fought these rebellions until they realized the Triangle Alliance was supplying the said rebellions. So what happened is that in 1919, I forgot exact date. I think it was January. Somewhere in January, probably, the Dutch Empire invaded Russia, and eventually the Dutch lost and all that. Also, the plague doesn't happen. Sanitation is better because I'm assuming that was kind of a pain in the starting part. So you gotta make them have more stuff, I guess. But yeah, let's see what happened this time. So Yugoslavia is gonna try and fight the rebellions over here because, after all, they are the seventh strongest country in the world, so they do a pretty good job. Libya does obviously also invade and meet up with more of Israel's territory, of course, and also the Iberian Empire starts invading in order to help out their ally. So they start an invasion of Libya. During these battles, they win one of them, and they realize that they won a few, and they see triangle equipment. And remember the triangle equipment, from what I understood, at least from a Norwegian's World War III video, which I actually haven't really watched in quite a while, so maybe I should have done that before doing this video. But hey, too late now. Basically, how do I say this? Basically, the Triangle Alliance had much more advanced equipment than the Star Team, mainly because the Triangle Alliance was the modernization thingy, while the Star Team wasn't very into modernization. But now Iberia will take this, and they'll start, developing, studying these guys and making better weapons. And they'll shortly after they'll share us with the rest of the Star Alliance, and this is gonna be pretty good for the Star Alliance. Also, the Dutch which are the strongest country in the world. If we check military rankings, and maybe we do need these. So number 1, the Dutch. Number 2 goes to China. Number 3, Taiwan. Number 4, Wales. Number 5, Iberia. Number 6, Lime Team. Number 7, Yugoslavia. 8, Israel. 9, Cyprus. And 10, Fascist Korea. Yeah. So, yeah. With this, Yugoslavia, after gaining this technology, is gonna start to do have a lot of victories against Libya, and the UN start pushing them back out of their colony over here. That was pretty easy. and they now start going in from here into Libya. At this point, Libya is not winning at all, as the Iberians and Yugoslavs meet up with each other. So therefore, Libya surrenders, and Nigeria is they're crushed simply. They stand no chance at all. And in the peace deal, Yugoslavia gains Libya back, and Iberia gains Nigeria back. With this, they're gonna start mobilizing against the Triangle Alliance because they want to make this a surprise. And the Triangle Alliance kind of suspects some members, they suspect it a bit, but not many actually mobilized. We'll get who didn't. But how it starts, the Dutch go ahead and invade this small country over here that's in the Triangle Alliance. But it happens, the Dutch invaded Russia in 1919. That's what started World War III. In this timeline, they invaded in like 1920, 21 maybe. And yeah, they start absolutely wiping this thing out before also going into the Lime Team. And obviously, this is an act of war. Other than this, the northern Italian country, which used to control all of Italy until Rome came, which is the true OG that controlled Italy. They started invading them because they had colonies, but they were kind of given to their allies and they couldn't really hold on to them anymore. Now, they probably won't get the colonies back, but they want to get Italy back. So they started invading Rome, which was pretty unprepared for this. The purple team, Naples basically, is still trying to go to that plan to invade Yugoslavia and establish a mainland in the Balkans. But it's not really going as well since Yugoslavia is ready, and the Dutch also helping from here. And obviously on this front, it's also going pretty good for the Dutch troops, as we do see that other allies are helping out. So Yugoslavia is starting an invasion. Romania gives Yugoslavia military access, so they go from there. We do also see that Ukraine starts an invasion, but the problem for Ukraine is that Cyprus down south over here, they are starting to invade because Cyprus was one of the few countries that was prepared for this. So yeah, that cannot be said about Thrice, as they start getting their asses kicked by Romania. That obviously has some support. So Thrice doesn't really stand a chance. Because Romania and Thrice, I think, are basically on very similar terms. But considering that Yugoslavia is supplying Romania in this invasion, it's it's not pretty. Anatolia is gonna do the same weird thing they did in our timeline and start invading into their own ally, but not before. They convince. This timeline, which didn't happen in our timeline. Thrice convinces Epirus, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, to join the Triangle Alliance. And with this, Yugoslavia is gonna cut a deal with their old biggest enemy, Greece, to join the Star Team in order to regain their lands and form a new Golden Greek Empire. So yeah, they start invading, and Epirus was not really ready for this, and we also see Yugoslavia clean them up. They will give a few more occupation to the Golden Greeks, simply because the Golden Greeks do want to clean up Thrace, which used to be Greece. These two have history. You should check it out. Because if you didn't, that means you haven't watched another region, which sucks. Like, why didn't you? He makes an amazing wicso. But Romania cleans up the rest and is moving their armies against Anatolia, which, once again, mainly Yugoslavian, but why not? Over here, we do see Israel starting because, Israel is the 8th strongest country in the world, Yugoslavia is 7th, but, considering there is a lot of resistance here, Israel does manage to move it in against Yugoslavia, but Yugoslavia does obviously fight back, make basically over here in the south small incursion, as they also start completely wiping out Israel's friend over here, Israel's yellow little friend over here, as they are very weak. Continuing in Africa, the Iberians are invading into Mauritania. Maybe it's a bit bigger. Then start invading into Azawad. I think yeah, this is Mali and this is Azawad maybe. Or maybe no. It's a bit weird. I'm not even sure what to call everybody. Yeah, this is Mali and I don't know what these three are over here. And yeah. Over here we see the Dutch kind of start cleaning up these areas. As they start invading into all of these countries, even into poor Perry the Platypus. How can somebody do such an atrocious thing, such as invading Perry the Platypus? That is truly unfortunate. Also, last thing that happens, Iberia basically just does something that looks like this. Yeah. Really cool, right? Alright, chat. Also, the Dutch also start absolutely wiping out this thing over here. Sorry if the colors are weird. I just don't know what to use. And, in our timeline, the cross team did declare war on the star team. I remember it started by either Korea invading China or Yemen invading this thing. Yeah, I think it's one of those two. Actually, I think it was Korea invading China, but they can't really do that right now. They don't really want to do that right now because the star team is winning. So what's basically gonna happen is that the African Empire, the East African Empire, starts basically rolling through these guys over here, meaning up with the Dutch, and also that was not nice of you. Oh, I guess they also invaded this thing, which I didn't realize exists. But they invaded. Who cares, right? Love them. Some stupid idiot. Anatolia is kicked out of Thrace, and from here the Golden Greeks start their invasion of Anatolia. I feel like this has happened before. Very interesting. And they are approaching the capital, but Cypriot troops come in order to aid their ally in Anatolia. By now, the Italians or the Romans are probably already dead, and these guys start moving into Naples, and it will basically be the same outcome. Yeah, not nice at all. The Dutch will continue in the invasion of Russia, and they make a deal with Yugoslavia for Yugoslavia to kind of just give their friend over to the Dutch, because Yugoslavia is kind of handling the offensive against Anatolia and Cyprus. Offensives against Anatolia and Cyprus. They're also focused in Africa against Israel, so they kind of want to give their little allies a break. Very nice of them. Very nice of them. But they will continue their invasion together with their Ukrainian allies. Warsaw will go ahead and join the star team. Maybe forced by, maybe forced to, but who cares, right? These guys join because they don't want to get wiped out from existence, so they just join to stay, because they're also a bit scared of these two, what they're doing around the Baltic Sea and all that. And yeah, now Russia's facing a lot of problems. Finland is quick to link up with Lithuania and start an invasion into Russia. And it's going very good. We do also see Warsaw help out a bit, not by much though, just a bit. Like this. We also see Lithuania helping out a bit. Just a bit though. An itsy bit. What the hell? Anyways, there. Ukraine is going to continue their invasion, and as Russia, they can't really handle this much, because China, is also supporting in these guys in their invasions, and yeah, it's simply tough, for them. But Russia is going to get an old ally of theirs, aka Vietnam, to join, because Vietnam was in the Circle Alliance of Russia. That wasn't like World War II, but yeah, now they're joining the Triangle Alliance to help out their old ally, and to catch this thing off guard, because this Myanmar used to be a part of them, and they want them back. So they're gonna start invading Myanmar, and it goes good until China arrives. Big Daddy China. And oh no. Yeah, oh no. Oh no. Oh fuck. Oh fudge. Oh fudge. Yeah, these guys get fully pushed back very quickly. And Myanmar starts their invasion of Vietnam. And this is not good. Not good at all. China is obviously leading this thing. And with it happening, we do see a deal being cut between Myanmar and Malaysia to get this in exchange for invading. And they also start invading, and it's this is starting to go very badly, and it will continue to go badly until they reach the capital, take it, and from here the rest of this falls over to China. So Vietnam was wiped out, and that sucks. And now Dutch troops are starting to support Ukraine against Cyprus and fully push them back, because Cyprus is focused on helping out Anatolia, which talking about Anatolia, their capital, that's gone. And now we haven't really looked at also Crete, and these islands are also gone. We haven't really looked over here, and mainly because what most likely would happen is the Dutch would simply clean these guys up, because they're not strong at all. And we'll just in our timeline, Venezuela did a lot of damage to these guys, but they weren't really prepared in this timeline. So the Chinese invade from their colony over here in Peru / Colombia / Brazil / Bolivia / whatever. And we do also see Iberia invading into them. And to make matters worse, the Aztecs go ahead and invade Central America, invade Nicaragua in order to get to these guys, and then they start invading into them as well. So that's really not good. And we see rebels wanting to end the war rising up over in these areas, mainly in Venezuela and Colombia. And they agreed to collaborate with the Star Team for now. And yeah, it's not good for Venezuela. Yeah. Over here in Africa, these guys are basically done. They are cooked, fried. Because the Dutch were, we're already crushing them in our timeline when the Dutch were not as prepared for the war. Let alone this timeline when they were prepared. They stand no chance, unfortunately, for any of their fans. These guys see it as a smart choice to simply surrender. This thing surrenders, and it's simply not going good for the Triangle Team. Now in Europe, how's it been going? Well, very good for the Star Team. As Iberia starts invading into Lime Team territory, and they go along the coast in hopes of capturing the capital. This thing loses the Burundi, yes, it loses its capital. And with Italy being successfully, out, over here, the Italian peninsula being under Star Team control, we see Piedmont starting invasion of Lime Team, which is not looking good. We also see you being taken care of, so that's nice. And yeah, it's time to continue as they start invading. And Wales is gonna try to help out, but they are also getting invaded. They were not really expecting this. And remember that the Lime Team is very unstable. Actually, I don't know if they... Okay, whatever. So remember, France is back. They rebel from the Lime Team they always come back. It's just a rule that is established in a Norwegian series. And they start invading into the Lime Team. That is collapsing. And the Lime Team loses hope when they are cut off from Wales. Now, this is going to be the end of part 1. I really hope you all enjoyed this video. And if you did, please like and subscribe for more videos like this. And I'll see you all next time when we'll probably finish this thing. Bye bye.